Let's go, baby. Welcome everybody to another Friday ride. We are gonna go down to the park today. It's a beautiful day. We're gonna sketch. We're gonna work on that apple we worked on last week. It was a lot of fun. Got Bella in the backpack. It's probably 60 degrees out here today. So, yeah, let's go enjoy it. It's Friday, it's the end of the week. We can go see what's going on down at the park and try to find ourselves a secluded spot where we can just enjoy the air and the sun on our skin, and Bella enjoying the freedom of checking stuff out, going on her little Bella adventures. This is called the Ochoco Creek down here. So this is what we cross every time when we hit onto this bike path. That's the Ochoco Creek. It runs through town, through the whole middle of town here, from one end to the next. As a kid, my brother and I, we used to walk up this creek. We'd pull our pant legs up, or wear shorts, and we used to walk up this creek. We'd inner tube down it. We'd do all kinds of stuff in this creek. So, fishing, all kinds of things. So, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun growing up here as a child, as a kid. There's a couple kids right now enjoying the park, or enjoying the creek, right? This is one of those things. A lot of fun, especially on a hot day. That can really be a refreshing thing to do. Just jump in a nice cool creek, cool off. There's a kitty. Hi, sweetheart. That cat has been around here for a while, or they just have cats that look alike. Cause I've seen him around here for a few years. So. Same place. He actually knows me by now. That's why he's probably kind of chill with me. We don't want to scare this person. Beep beep. People out walking around, doing their thing. There's so many nice people here in this town. This town is great. What's up, gentlemen? Life is good. That's just a quiet little part of the bike path. We're getting out a little later in the day, so we'll probably see a lot more foot traffic, especially when it's warm out. There's usually a lot more people. So just hop out here. We want to be kind of cognizant of traffic here so we don't get ran over, right? Looks like our duck friends are not out here on the bike path today. I wonder where they are. They're off checking out something else. I wonder if they're all together, hanging out somewhere else, if they follow each other around, or if this is just one of their hangout spots where they all show up. I don't know. Trying to find the button. Yeah. Pretty fine stuff. Looks like they're weed whacking this stuff. I wonder what they're doing over here at the park. They're clearing that out for some reason. Probably so people can get down to the creek and enjoy it. That's what I'd imagine. Because there's been a lot of overgrowth here over the last few years. People can't really get to the creek as well. So that's probably what they're doing. We'll ride down through this way and see if anybody's hanging out at the basketball court or over at the skate park. Maybe we'll head deep into the park this way and find a nice quiet bench to hang out on in the grass. So Bella doesn't have any competition, and no passerbyers that, you know, might have their dog or whatever. I don't want to create any friction. So not really seeing anybody playing basketball, but there are definitely people hanging out down here, hanging out on the bench. Come downhill by the skate park. Everybody's skating, having fun, doing their thing. Coming up here doing our thing. We'll go ahead and go around a little loop. This is sort of the end of town. We have a bunch of food vendors down here. I smell that barbecue there. There's a big barbecue pit over there. And I'll have that thing going, fired up here on the weekdays, and man, that stuff smells amazing. Amazing. So this bike path travels on there across the road, but we're gonna take a left. We're gonna come back this way and find ourselves a nice spot in the park to sit and sketch for a little bit on this apple. We don't have a whole lot of the apple left to do, so it might not take too long. If we finish it up and still got some time left, we'll start up another one. That kind of thing. So, what's up, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good, buddy. They're clearing it out over there on that side of the creek too. So, I wonder what they're doing. It's got to be just to let people get down there to the creek. It's nice living in a small town because everybody knows everybody, you know. Everybody's just sort of up to doing their thing, what they enjoy in life, and you know what they're doing. And the lady over there with the blower, I know her. She works for Parks and Rec. She's a nice person. There's a lot of nice people in this town. We're gonna go cross country here. And we're gonna find ourselves a nice bench to hang out on. I did see one down here that I thought would be pretty fun, just to kind of hang out. It's in the sun. Give Bella, you know, a lot of space to roam around, and I won't have to keep eyeballing and finding out where she's at all the time. Yeah, this is it. Right up there would be a swimming pool. Yeah, we'll come over to this one. This one looks a little more vacant and quiet. I wanted to read the inscription on this thing anyway. In memory of Ethel Conway, 1905 to 2011. Oh, that's a long time. Let her out? Look at you. She's all kinds of just cozy, huh? Hi, sweetheart. All right, guys, let's get to drawing. Alright, so last week, if you guys remember, we're working on this apple. Got a little ways with it. We didn't quite finish it, but we got some good color in there. So today, we're going to go ahead and do some more work on it, see how far we can get with it. We'll pull out the colors we were using. I think we're just going to start off with this red for today. We'll see how far we get. Maybe we'll be able to get some other colors on it. So, but for now, I just want to get this part of the apple in here, so we can get this story, moving along here with these two apples and what it's going to look like. Like to try to get it as real looking as possible. I'm going little tiny circles. It's nothing major. Nice and slow. Just concentrating getting that layer right there built in. We got about one layer there, so we might just come in a little lighter here. We're not going to worry about going too heavy on that. I'm not going to worry about burnishing it. I just want to get some color in there, because we'll have to go over it again. I usually do about 3 layers, with the 4th layer being the finishing, some finishing touches, whether it's just for texture or, get a little more value in there, a little more shadow. Guess we can take off our bike helmet. Not winning any style points with that, I guarantee it. But I will live to tell the story. I will live another day. Yeah, I'm excited. This is the first day that we actually have a 2-camera setup. Yeah, it's not the first day, but it's the first Friday, right? And Wednesday, you guys got to see the 2-camera setup in our Pasca Wednesday series. So this is our Friday ride series, Adventures with Bella. So hanging out with her, going to different places like this, and enjoying the calm, serene environment. You can listen to the patrons in the background, having fun, checking stuff out, going on their own little adventures. I'll tell you what, guys, it's getting warm out here for February. I mean, I'm about ready to shed my jacket. That kind of weather. That kind of weather. And just small circles. On this layer, I'm not going to worry too much about the pencil being too sharp. I'll worry more about that on the final layers. Right here, I just want to get the color in. But what I'm going to do over here, once I get this color in, the next layer I'm going to go over this with is going to be a lighter pinkish color probably, because I'm seeing that I need to get that undertone in here a little bit before I go over it. Or I go ahead and try to get a little more color into it here. Now over here, this is where I'll think about sharpening my pencil up, so that I can start filling that tooth in as I'm going here. I really like drawing with colored pencils. It's a lot of fun. The set that I'm using here today is the Derwent set again. Yeah, I like Derwent. It's a nice set of pencils. And it does a really good job. And these are Lightfast pencils, so you'll see the ratings on them. This one is LF2, so the LF2 Lightfast rating. That's what that stands for. LF1 is the highest. So you're looking at hundreds of years of your art, you know, archival work. That's what that is, I guess. I don't know. And I don't know how they come up with that, because colored pencils haven't even really been around in this way, in this fashion, for that long. So I don't really know how they gauge that. If somebody knows that, let us know down in the comments how they come up with those ratings like that. Be interesting to know the story behind that. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll come in here and look for another color that might be a good color to use on top of that. And I'm thinking something lighter, like a pink type color would be great. If we got it. We might not have a peach. A peach would be alright too. Okay. Let's look at these again. I'm not really seeing the color that I was thinking of, that I was envisioning. I do see a color I could use. So we'll go ahead and use this. I would typically go for more of a pinker color, but this one will probably be fine too. This is like a burnt sienna. Lightfast of 1. Now this color is almost looking legit too. This is just red. We got strawberry here. It's kind of a cool color. You know what? I'm going to switch it up. We're not going to do the burnt sienna. We're going to do the strawberry. And we're just going to go a real light layer on this just to see what it does, because, you know, I'm not sure. So we're going to find this out in real time with each other. I just wanted to go with a little bit of a darker color down here, because it is a darker, going to be in a darker spot, the apple. This will be the third layer here. And it's okay. You know, I ain't gonna write home about it. I'm probably not gonna use too much of it here, just because I don't think I want to change the color of the apple right here too much like that. We just want some subtle hues underneath this red here to shine through. Yeah, this would probably be alright. I do wish I had a little bit of a lighter red. It'll be okay, actually. It's not going to make anything, you know, it's not going to mess anything up. I think we'll be fine. I'm thinking about solving a problem in real time right now with this drawing. There's different ways you can go. I mean, you could definitely make a mistake right here, but it's pretty difficult. You know, it's not going to be. It'll be all right. Small circles. The next pass is when we'll make it a final one. That's when we'll really get that pencil real sharp and go into every little nook and cranny. But having this color underneath that red will probably look pretty good. I'm gonna have to start thinking about bringing an extra piece of paper so that I can put my hand on it, so that we don't mess up the drawing. It's nice little circles here. just to get it filled in pretty good on this layer. I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure, but it's about medium pressure is what I would call it. I'm not putting full on burnish pressure, but I'm not going super light either. So it's a good mix of both, really. Yeah, we want to try to make this drawing as real looking as possible. Especially when you're working with colored pencils, right? So it's, you know, if you can achieve it, then you might as well go for it. If it's in the cards. What I will use that burnt sienna for is probably that stem. I'll come into that stem with that. I like burnt sienna. It's a good color. I use a lot of that in airbrushing, especially when I'm airbrushing Bella, because her fur. She has a lot of that color in her fur. With airbrushing, you can absolutely mix colors to get other colors, just like just about anything else. But I generally don't waste time trying to do that, because the formula's got to be pretty good, right? It's like 1 drop here, 2 drops of this, you know, 1 drop of this other stuff. And if you don't get that down just right, then you could end up mixing your second batch of color wrong. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to sharpen this pencil. Okay, I'm going to use this one. I like this one. I'm going to use the sharpener to sharpen it, and I'm just going to hold the barrel straight. Especially when it starts getting sharp. Because if not, you end up twisting that lead and breaking it further up the barrel. Which can cause a problem whenever you go to sharpen it. The tip will keep breaking off and falling off. I forgot my little brush. Okay, and then we'll just come in here and we'll start laying it down. Filling in all those little white specks. Blowing away any particles so our hand don't brush it and cause a smear. I imagine these apples are pretty fresh. They were just picked from an apple orchard. Somewhere in Washington, maybe. Washington State. Or wherever apples grow. I think they grow in several different places. California. There's probably some orchards here in Oregon. Different places. But I imagine these were just picked fresh from an apple orchard. And you can see the subtle colors coming through there as we're blending this all together and getting on that final layer of a pencil. Yeah, I like the texture these pencils give out. It's in between a Polychromos and a Caran d'Ache pencil to me, as far as creaminess goes. With Polychromos not being creamy at all, it's a hard wax pencil. But the Caran d'Ache is super buttery smooth. I like the Caran d'Ache, and to me, there are subtle differences. They will look a little different than each other, so they're definitely not all the same. Not all art supplies are created equal. They definitely vary in quality, consistency. But the Caran d'Ache, the Derwent, and the Polychromos are your higher tiered colored pencils that most people that do archival work will use those brands, those specific pencils to do that type of art. You can create art with anything, with any, any art supply. It doesn't have to be something super expensive. You can create art with anything. But if you want something to last, and you don't want to fight things like wax bloom and stuff through the whole process, then you're better off opting to get the better quality art supply. Yeah, we might just get this done and let's go. It takes a while. This is where we're burnishing it in. We're burnishing this color in here. And I'm not going to say any of these apples are completed yet, because I'm always going to go back and put more stuff into it as I'm moving through the drawing here. So I'm coming right up on the edge of the paper there. That's okay. We're going to have these apples filling up this whole page, so there's going to be several apples in here filling up this whole page. I'll go with sharpen this one more time. Almost don't need it sharp, but sharp. I like it when I like it sharp is when I'm doing just the last bit of it, so that I can come in when it's all said and done, and I can use the sharp edge of the pencil to fill in any little white specks I see. See, so like if I came back up here and seen these little white specks like that, I'd take the sharp pencil and be able to get in there and just do that. It's pretty much what all the sharp pencil is all about. That's what you need the sharp pencil for, is to be able to do that. But it also helps on the third layer too when you're burnishing, just to get most of the tooth filled in of the paper. I do have a clipboard home. We might start bringing the clipboard, because I don't really want to bend the corners on this paper too much at all. I don't want to bend the corners at all. It just sort of, I don't like it. Alright, that strawberry color, what it's doing for me underneath this apple here is it's just giving it subtle, unique texture, texture to itself, to what, unique to this apple. Maybe it's telling a story that this apple, was handled differently, or it's sitting in the pile a certain way. Maybe it was, maybe it was tossed in a bin when it was picked. So it's got a little bit of some bruising there going on. Not heavy bruising, just a little bit, just slightly. Maybe it matured differently. We'll call it that. It matured differently on the tree. Another place where a really sharp pencil comes in handy is right on the edge here. You want to have a good sharp pencil for that. Because we're going to have to come back over that with a polychromos anyway, just to make sure that edge is nice and sharp. See, this is where I don't like putting my hand on this other apple like the way I'm doing it. So I'm trying to be mindful of the pressure that I'm putting on that with the palm of my hand there. I don't like that. It just takes in the oils from my hand. That's where it's beneficial to have a second piece of paper so you can rest your hand on it, so that you're not transferring oils from your hand into the paper. Because this is 100% cotton paper, right? Yes, that's what it's stated to be. Won't be long before they open up the local swimming pool here, and all the young ones will go in there and go swimming throughout the summer. It's a nice little safe place to go swimming. That's, there's a lifeguard and stuff there, so in case something happens, there's professional help. Yep, I think I'm really gonna enjoy having a sit every week working on this pencil drawing for the next few weeks or several weeks, however long it takes us to finish it. I think I'm gonna enjoy doing it. Okay. We'll grab ourselves some different colors here so we can do the stem. We'll put these back because we're done with them. There's that red. Actually, I want that red to be up here. So we'll put the strawberry back that way. And I do things like I'll put them the opposite direction so I know which ones I'm using. See, so like I'll probably be using this purple. But for now, we might do that another day. Right now I want to worry about getting that stem done. That's strawberry again. I was looking for, where's that sienna? Oh, I think I see it. No, that's sandstorm. I'm not exactly sure. I do like sepia. I'm just picking out some colors here. It's going to go well with this stem. And I only really want 3 colors. We're not going to use that sienna. It's fine. We can get close and see what we come up with. So the first layer I want to layer this with is going to be green. Actually, this is a seaweed green. Lightfast rating of 1. I'm just going to come in and make a light pass to this one. There we go. See, once that pencil goes from sharp to a little duller, and it doesn't take much, then that outer edge doesn't look so sharp. It just really muddies that up. So, anyways, so yeah, we're gonna sharpen this pencil up. That's too narrow of a
of a piece of the artwork that I don't really want to go in there with anything less than sharp. Sharp like that. I mean, that's pretty sharp. The brightness of this one is going to be here on the inside. So we're going to come in here and hit the inside of that with that. We don't need to color the whole thing. Take advantage of that sharpness. Go about like that. I see this thing coming out this way. What I would normally do, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. The stem is so small. Is I would make sure that I'm doing like you know, like I'd come at it this way so I can get the curvature, but it's not really making a big difference, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now if the stem was bigger, you know, like a bigger stem because the apple was more close up or something, then I would really consider that a practical step. But with that stem being so narrow and so small like that, I think we're going to be fine with just coloring it in. Oh, see? Be careful because the tip of that, apply a little too much pressure and it'll pop that tip. Now we're just going to blend that in there. Just leaving that underside the lighter color so it gives it the effect. A couple different things will happen there. It'll give it the effect, the 3D effect, that there's you know, there's curvature to that stem. And the light, you know, the different shades of light there cast onto that thing will give it the illusion, optical illusion of 3D. That's how we get 3D, you know, is values. Whoops. So like if you took a ball and you took all the shading off of one side of the ball and just made, you know, all the same color, it would look flat, right? It would look two-dimensional. It wouldn't look three-dimensional. So it's the shadow that gives it that three-dimensional look. We're going to call that. And I want to get a color out that'll cast a little bit of shade. So, and the color I want to use for that, I believe we had it before. I don't think this is it, is it? Yeah, that's it. All right. Oh, that was easy. I'll use this purple. I don't need anything too sharp here. I'm going to try to figure out where this shadow is right here. I think this shadow's coming out right here. It's coming out like right here. Just to give that impression, right? It was right there. Now, we'll want to get one more color. And I'm thinking this color is going to be a darker green. Because green and red make dark. They make a darker color. I don't want this super sharp. Doesn't really need to be. Now I'll come back over that shadow just a little bit. I don't want to take out the purple, but I want some of that purple in there. And a lot of that's going to be some of the finer detail stuff that we do at the end of it as well, just to cast a little more shadow. That kind of thing. So I'm going to come in here a little bit and reestablish that shadow right there. I'm just going to go over the top of this pretty light. I'm not going to spend too much time there with that. How was your guys' week? You guys enjoying the weekend? Glad the weekend's here? I'll tell you what, I'm glad it's here. And I know Bella likes the weekend because that means she gets to go for a ride. She gets to come down to the park and hang out and see what everybody else is doing. She sure does like this. She really enjoys this time we have together down here at the park. I enjoy it too. I mean, it gives me time to relax, to meditate on all the things that have happened throughout the week. You know, the choices I made, the things that have, you know, transpired as a result of the choices I've made. Just things like that. This in here, and then I think we're gonna say our goodbyes. I think that'll be about it for this Friday. I really appreciate you guys coming along and hanging out and supporting Bella and I in our adventures. Well, we sure do appreciate you being here, hanging out and drawing with us. And spending some of your time, some of your weekend over here, checking out our town and seeing the people we hang out with, and you know, all those kinds of things. So, well, with that, that is our apple done for this week so far. So I'm happy with the progress we're making. Let's head home.